Hello students, I am Raman Gupta from Government College Bara, and in this video we'll discuss the same poem, but as we have discussed text with explanation in the last video, in this video we'll discuss analysis and critical appreciation of the same poem Solitary Reaper only. So let's start. William Wordsworth, through his unmatchable expressions and beautiful ideas, has made the solitary reaper a real figure, the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. This is the definition of poetry given by William Wordsworth, as I have told you in the introduction of William Wordsworth. You can see it, you can see and hear it in the second last video. Okay, the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings or emotions arising from emotions recollected in tranquility makes us feel that we have all met William Wordsworth's solitary reaper somewhere in our life, or are waiting to meet her. In the poem The Solitary Reaper, the poet describes the melodious and mellifluous voice of a Highland lass who is cutting and binding the grain all by herself. The poet finds her song to be sweeter than the song of the nightingale. The song of the nightingale and the cuckoo is the sweetest, most pleasant, and most refreshing. By comparing it, the poet wants to establish a fact that the song of the solitary reaper is simply incomparable in its music, melody, and sweetness. The poet cannot understand the words but can feel them. Its plaintive tone and melancholy sound touches him deeply. The fascination of the unfamiliar prompts him to let his imagination roam freely. He imagines all possible matters, romantic, ancient occurrences to dull, everyday incidents as the subject of the song. Perhaps it is about a disaster or calamity in the past, or it is of loved one, or it is any common routine event. The incident described in the poem is quite simple. The poet comes across a Highland lass reaping and singling all alone, singing all alone in her field. There is nothing usual or extraordinary, as it is a common practice among hilly girls. It is the description of the impact of her song on the poet's mind and heart, of her song on the poet's mind and heart, that makes the incident a memorable one. It leaves him spellbound. He stands still, motionless, listening to her song and carries it in his heart. The song stays with him as a pleasant memory and can be heard after it is heard no more. It is a source of joy from him, for him forever. So now, critical appreciation. In this poem, Wordsworth has beautifully described the life in a countryside, a girl cutting the crop while singing. These simple people have simple ways to amuse themselves. The girl was doing the same. He has used the language of the common man to describe the country life. The poet sees a highland girl working alone in the field, reaping the crop and singing a melancholy song to herself. The poet immediately feels attracted towards this beautiful song, although he is unable to understand the language of the song, but even then he is enjoying the music of the song. The poet loves the girl singing so much that he compares it with that of a nightingale and a cuckoo bird. Both these birds are well known for their singing abilities, but the poet thinks that the girl was singing sweeter and better than these two birds. He does not want to disturb the girl in her singing. He says to the passerby either to stop there or to pass away from there without making any kind of disturbance. He himself is listening to the song silently while standing still, as the poet is not sure of the theme of the song. He imagines that the song could be about some old, unhappy incidents or about the battles of the past. The song could also be about some familiar matters related to the girl's life, or it could also be related to some natural sorrow, loss, or pain which must have happened to the girl before. This shows the love of past, which is a characteristic feature of romantic poetry. For the poet of the romantic for the poet to enjoy the music of the song is more important than knowing the theme of the song. He is not concerned about the theme. It seems to him that there is no end of the girl singing and she will continue to sing forever. At the end of the poem, the poet says that he knows he will not get a chance to listen to the song again, but even then he will remember her singing. It is impossible for him to forget that singing. He will always remember it. So, students, this is the explanation and analysis of the poem The Solitary Reaper, composed by William Wordsworth, who is known as a poet of nature and romanticism. In 1798, he heralded the romanticism. With the emergence of lyrical ballads in 1798, romantic era in literature started. I have told in the general introduction. So this is here the poem is complete. Thank you and have a nice day.